Hello, I'm Ram Gopal from presentationprocess.com. In this edition of PowerPoint Smartart tutorial series, you will learn how to create 3D steps using Smartart. The 3D steps you will learn to create look like this. Aren't the steps beautiful? Let us see how to create these 3D steps using Smartart from scratch by going to a new slide. The first step is, of course, to insert the Smartart diagram. So first let's go to Insert, Smartart, and the diagram that we would like to introduce is under Process, and the diagram is called as Closed Chevron Process. We will click OK. You can have as many steps as you want by adding more bullet points to the text pane here. I'm going to have a 5-step process, so I am adding 2 more bullet points to the default number of steps available, and here we have 5 chevrons here. Now the size is not really that big, so I really want to make sure that the steps are big enough. So I'm going to hold the Shift tab and drag this bounding box from the corner till I am happy with the size of these steps. Maybe I can have a little bit more, so I'm going to hold Shift again and pull the corners. Now this seems to be fine enough. The next step is to convert the Smartart diagram into shapes. So for this, I'm going to click on the bounding box and go to Convert and Convert to Shapes. Now this is a combination of auto shapes. If you are not happy with the thickness of the steps, you can increase the width of the steps. You can reduce the length. You can do whatever you want to make sure that the steps look the way that you want. The next step is to give it a 3D perspective, for which I'm going to right click on the group, go to Format Shape, and I'm going to click on this option called as Effects, and the first thing I'm going to do is to go to 3D Rotation and give it a perspective called as Perspective Relaxed. It is under the Perspective tab here, so Perspective Relaxed. Now you can see that the steps are slightly tilted forward. The next thing is to go to 3D Format. If you are using 2007 or 2010 version, you can get all these options by right clicking and going to Format Shape. In PowerPoint 2013, all the options are available on the right hand side, so that you can actually see what you're doing while you perform the actions on the right. You can see the result here on the slide. Anyway, getting back to what we have been trying to do, let's go to 3D Format and let us give a top bevel here. The bevel that I'm going to use is this one called as Art Deco. So I click on it. I don't want any outline for this group, so I'm going to go to Shape Outline and Remove Outline. Let us give some depth to these steps. So the depth I'm going to add is, say, 20. I'm also going to add a bit of sheen to the diagram, for which I'm going to change the material from the default warm matte to the special effect called as Dark Edge. Now as I click on it, you can see that there is a sheen on top of this arrow group. Now all these chevrons are lying on the same level. We want to make this as steps, so for that we are going to increase the distance from the ground, and the option for that is available under 3D Rotation. Now the first step is going to be, since we are using 20 as the depth, the first step is going to have a depth of 20. The next step is going to have a depth of 40. The next one, the depth of 60, and the next one a depth of 80. Now as I do that, you can see that all these steps are chevrons have arranged themselves as steps. Now I can also always change the color to make it look a lot more attractive. This tan color gives it a gold hue to it. Now this is good enough. I can add a silhouette to make this diagram look a little more interesting, so insert pictures, and the picture that I want is under this folder, so I'm going to insert this running man silhouette. So this is good. Now any 3D shape is incomplete without an appropriate shadow, so I'm going to go to the shadow option here, and the shadow preset I'm going to use is called as outer. So see this one, it is called as offset center, under outer called offset center. Now we got our diagram. Now all that is left for us to do is to add some text here. So I am going to say you can replace this sample text with your text, and let me resize, and maybe I can keep it here, and I can give it a central alignment, and then I can hold the control while I move this text box, and I can keep adding more text boxes with the same technique. You can also use Ctrl C, Ctrl V, or copy paste, whatever that you want. You can differentiate the or you can demarcate the two text boxes with a straight line, so it's easy for the eyes to differentiate between the various text boxes. So that is how you do it. And once you complete all the text boxes, this is how your final diagram would look like. Fine. Now this is a very useful way to make 3D steps. I'm going to show you some other example templates taken from our PowerPoint CEO Packs Volume 1 and 2, and let us see what kind of variations you can do in terms of 3D steps. This one is about 3-step process. You can see here the glossy balls of 3 different sizes which talk about 3 stages in a process. Let me give you another example, and this is about moving up in levels. Here we talk about the current level, which is about this, and we talk about the earlier level, which is about this, and this is a very beautiful conceptual slide. Let me take another example here, and here we show how a person progresses the various steps to reach the goal, and you can here add your own text to explain the details. And this one is about going up the corporate ladder. We make it more realistic by adding the silhouette of a businessman. So those are the ways in which you can use 3D steps in your business presentations. If you are a busy business presenter who doesn't have the time to create such professional graphics, create such professional lighting, or give this kind of subtle background, which takes a lot of time and effort, you can always go in for our off-the-shelf solutions like our PowerPoint CEO Packs Volume 1 and 2. The 2 CEO Packs have more than 1,600 fully editable charts and graphics for CEOs and business presenters. Just choose the template that matches your thought and replace the sample text with your own text, and your business slides get ready in no time. Creating professional quality business slides has never been easier. Hope you liked our tutorial on creating 3D steps using Smartart. If you want to learn more such tutorials, you can always visit us at presentationprocess.com. There are tons of useful articles, videos, and tutorials to help you improve your presentation skills and PowerPoint skills. Thanks a lot for watching the video, and happy presenting.